Everyone, tonight the meeting of the Municipal Board of Alcoholic Beverage Control of the City of Jersey City being held Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, at 5 p.m. in the boardroom at the Melissa Holloway Building located at 4 Jackson Square, Jersey City, New Jersey, in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act known as the Sunshine Bill. Present for tonight's meeting, we have Chairman Darrell Laval.
Present.
We have Commissioner Rachel Siege.
Present.
Commissioner Carl Zabisky Jr. is not able to attend tonight. We have Johnson Redkin, our Board Attorney.
Here.
Sergeant Mike Myers, ABC Enforcement.
Present.
We have with us Director of Commerce, Maynard Woodson.
Present.
My name is Rachel Riccio, Secretary to the Board. The following matters are to be filed with this Board. We'll start with a person-to-person and a place-to-place for license number 0906-33-492-012. SL Harbor Harborside LLC, no trade name on file. It's in pocket, no cited premises. St. Harborside Hospitality LLC, 100%. SL Harborside Hospitality Holdings, 100%. MK Harborside Hospitality Holdings, 100%. Mark W. Coruscant, member. We have an org chart and SAR to review for the commissioners. Anyone here for that license, please state your name for the record.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Mark Klein. I'm an attorney representing JC Restaurants and its principal review workshop.
This license is going to be transferred to JC Restaurants LLC, trading as the District Restaurant and Lounge. It's going to be located now at 210 Hudson Street. David Vorshirmi, 100% owner. Anyone here for that license, state your name for the record.
David Borchardt.
Okay, we have a tax clearance. We have it advertised September 1st, 2025, and September 15th, 2025. I have a zoning approval. I have an affidavit. I have a consent form. All my work is prepared to go to the state for approval. Enforcement unit.
Detective Spence completed the background. Everything's complete.
Commissioners, can we have a motion to approve a person-to-person and place-to-place transfer for license number 0906-33-492-492? This license, again, is going to be transferred to JC Restaurants LLC. It's going to be trading as the District Restaurant and Lounge located at 210 Hudson Street. We have an approval for that. And David Vorshmeyer, like I said before, 100% owner.
I'll make a motion to approve the person-to-person and place-to-place transfer for license number 0906-33-492-012.
I'll second.
I vote aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ma'am.
The next on tonight's agenda, we're going to move up to license number 0906-33-022-003. The Barge, Inc., located at 324 3rd Street, a.k.a. located at 410 Monmouth Street. Anyone here for that license, please state your name for the records.
Aye.
Can you just make, excuse me, Linda,
And
can
you're-
you just make sure that your microphone is on? If you tap it at the bottom, the base, the green button. Is it on?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda Paldino,
And you are
owner,
the owner?
one of the owners.
Okay, with this, I'm going to turn the board meeting over to our attorney, board attorney.
First, I'll have the prosecutor read the charges. It's my understanding that you are going to do a plea?
Yes.
Okay. So first, I'll have the prosecutor read the charges, and then you can enter your plea for the board.
Okay.
Good evening, Board. Commissioner Kemraj on behalf of the City of Jersey City.
Deputy Chief, can you also make sure that you're speaking into the mic, please? Thank you. Just to maintain the record.
Not a problem. There are 2 counts. Specifically, count 1 is a violation of a regulation. The allegation is that on or about October 5th of 2025, Sergeant Myers observed an employee, Raul Mohammed Bali, smoking a cigarette while working at the bar in violation of NJSA 26:3D-58B. The standard penalty for that infraction is a 10-day suspension. And on count 2, after our sale of alcoholic beverages on or about October 5th of 2025 at approximately 3:30 a.m. in the morning, Sergeant Myers observed Raul Mohammed Bali operating a full-service bar, which is an hour and a half after the legal operating hours, in violation of NJAC 13:2-38C and Jersey City Municipal Ordinance 84-23. The
I
standard
think
penalty.
that might actually be Municipal Ordinance 84-22B1B. Just for.
Yep, that might be accurate, Council. I may have to double check on that. And the standard penalty for that is a 10-day suspension.
So what is it? No contest, right?
Yeah. Hi, we're going to plead
Please,
guilty.
may you please identify yourself for
Oh,
the
I'm
record?
sorry. I'm Deborah Farley. I'm the manager at the Bar Gin. Okay, and we're going to plead guilty or non-bolt plea regarding the 2 charges. Okay, because at the time, we had a manager in the back bar, and he was notified of the on the complaints, and he was told if he continued, he would be terminated. When that happened on October 5th, he was terminated the next day, and 2 brand-new managers were brought in. And having been instructed of the ABC rules and laws, they have agreed to abide by all. So moving forward, like I said, we had terminated who caused the problems of the disturbance in the bar.
Okay. So if the board accepts the guilty pleas to the 2 charges, then you can move on to sentencing and discuss what penalty you'll impose.
Yes, so the board accept the plea of guilty, and, based on the credible preponderance of evidence by the prosecutor, we impose 5-day suspension on the first count.
Yeah, so I agree with that, and I'm okay with moving forward.
Can you say why you're reducing the
Yes.
penalty from the
Yeah,
recommended
given,
10?
Yes, given that, you plead guilty, you kind of admitting to the, offense, and therefore, we're accepting that, and we're imposing a 5-day penalty.
Okay. Can I say something, sir? Will we be able to do that on like 5 consecutive Sundays instead of doing 5 days in a row?
No, we'll let you know.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
before we decide how it's going to be, before the
second
board
count.
decide, yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. For the second count, you also agreed to a guilty plea, and the prosecutor presented the evidence that was credible, and on that second charge is 5 days as well.
I agree.
Okay.
And why are you reducing the
And-
second count for 5 days?
And again, because you pleading guilty to the charges, you're admitting to the charges, and we feel that, 5 days is sufficient.
Agreed.
So then I would say move on to how are the 10-day suspension going to be
So the
served?
10 days will be consecutive, right? 10 consecutive days, consecutive. Okay?
And when will that start?
And that will be in effect December 1st. December 1st.
December 1st?
Will
December
we
1st.
be able to move it out to the first of the year?
December 1st.
Time.
December 1st.
And how does the board feel about a payment in lieu of suspension from the state?
So, say it again?
So it's a payment in lieu of suspension, so the licensee could appeal to the director and say, instead of this,
No, the board would not, and the board is not in favor of, the board is not in favor of, of the state paying in lieu of the suspension days. Okay, so that means 10 days, all right?
is there a reason that you're opposed to a
Yes,
payment in lieu of
because
suspension?
there's been numerous times, okay, it's not the first time, all right, and, you need to understand that, you have to follow the law, okay? you was advised, on numerous occasions, and, we're not giving you the option to pay, all right? We want you to serve the time, so you understand that you have to follow the law, okay? It's 10 days.
And there was meetings before we're here tonight, right?
Were there?
No.
Or you went there more than once?
That's not reflected in the record.
Okay.
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 No.
No,
No.
So, I
it
mean,
was-
that undercuts what you
That-
were saying.
no.
Okay.
No. Okay, so you pleaded guilty, right? You had problems in the past. There's a 10-day suspension, consecutive, beginning December 1st.
Were there problems in the past?
No.
That's also not reflected in the record.
We don't have anything that,
Okay. Okay. All right, well, based upon what we hear today, okay, is 10-day suspension, okay? Because you pleaded guilty, all right? You pleading guilty is a 10-day suspension,
Consecutive.
consecutive.
So I would recommend a motion to accept the guilty plea and impose a 10-day suspension starting on December 1st.
but sir, there's no way you can
No.
do it after the
No.
holidays? I
No,
mean,
nope, it's 10 days. I make a motion to accept the 10 days consecutive suspension.
I'll second.
I vote aye.
Aye.
I guess that's,
Okay, that's it, thank you.
Next on tonight's agenda, license number 0906-33-380-006, G-Man LLC, 25 MLK Drive, owner Larry Gregory, 100% sole owner. Anyone here representing? State your name for the record.
Anthony Garvin.
Gary Garvin.
At this time, I'm going to change the meeting over to our board attorney.
can you just identify your connection to the licensee, please?
Assistant manager to G-Man LLC.
Okay. And can you state and spell your name? So, I'm sorry.
Anthony Garvin, Garvin.
Okay. And you are?
I'm the full-time manager. Gary Garvin, Gary Garvin.
So,
Is there attorney?
yeah. So, if I may, we postponed the meeting last month, because the request to have an attorney. Do you have an attorney present?
No attorney present.
Oh. Is the licensee here?
Licensee is out of town, but he gave us authority to speak on his behalf.
Why did we delay? If we delayed it last month because you needed an attorney and we don't have an attorney this month?
No, we can't deny it.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we had an attorney. He said he had a conflict of interest, so he referred us to another attorney in Rutherford. We went to meet with that attorney, and that was for the last meeting coming up. But he said he couldn't make that date, and we asked him several times. We even have emails. Could he make this one? And he couldn't make that either. So we just thought then. We had two attorneys that couldn't make it, and one had a conflict. What was Kevin Murray? Kevin Murray had the conflict, so he referred us to an attorney out of Rutherford. So at this time, we said we're just going to come and represent ourselves.
Okay.
It does give me pause that the licensee is not here. But if the licensee was here, I presume you would hear them speak. Deputy Chief, do you have any thoughts on the matter?
Yes, my concern is these gentlemen represent that they have authority to speak on behalf of the licensee. I don't think they provided the board, or at least they haven't provided the prosecutor with any documentation to evidence that. Is cause for concern. Obviously, the city is ready to proceed on this matter. As I think was previously articulated, it's been adjourned multiple times, and we are ready to proceed. Assuming you can certainly hear testimony from them, but I just don't know if they have any standing to do anything more than that.
If if we thought we can go ahead with the procedure, and if we can submit the authority after you make the decision, if that clarifies it or helps, we can still submit a notarized letter from the attorney. I don't know.
No.
Go ahead.
If I may, my main issue with that is the law clearly states anybody speaking on behalf has to have at least 1% interest in the business. There's a 100% owner in this business. I don't know how you can proceed with somebody who's not here. There's only one person who can speak on behalf of the business. It's a license. That'll be like you getting a ticket for speeding against your driver's license and somebody coming to speak on your behalf. You can't do that.
I agree.
I agree.
Let's move. Let's move. Okay.
The city is ready to move forward, and I can certainly start going through the counts before this board.
I guess. Mr. Garvin, were you going to submit any evidence or anything, or were you just planning on providing oral testimony?
Oral testimony.
I think. Well, you guys, the board already decided that they're only going to hear from the licensee.
Only licensee. Only licensee.
Yes, that's. I would recommend maybe they're already here, to hear them at the end, perhaps.
We can do that.
But I defer.
We can do that.
We can hear him
We
at
can do
the
that
end.
Okay? We can hear you guys at the end, but let the prosecutor.
If I may, at this juncture, just go through the counts.
Yeah.
All right. So count one is failure to produce records in violation of NJAC 13:2-23.32, which alleges on or about January 16, 2025, the respondent failed to keep records on the premises that it was required to. Standard penalty is 30-day suspension on that. Count two is failure to produce last application in violation of NJAC section 13:2-23.13A2. Once again, the allegation is on or about January 16, 2025, the respondent failed to produce their last ABC application, which is supposed to be kept on the premises. The standard penalty for that is a 1-day suspension. Count three, failure to produce employee list in violation of section 13:2-23.13A3. Allegation is on or about January 16, 2025. The respondent failed to produce the employee list, which they're supposed to keep on the premises. Standard penalty is a 1-day suspension. Count four is failure to post notice in violation of NJAC section 13:1-12A. There should be no poster was of a fatal alcohol syndrome warning was posted, so therefore the standard penalty on that is a 1-day suspension. Count five is failure to maintain invoices in violation of section 13:2-23.32 and delivery of documents in violation of NJAC 13:2-20.4B. Once again, on or about January 16th, 2025. Those documentations, the delivery and invoice documents, were not on the premises. Standard penalty for that is a 30-day suspension. Count six, failure to have a tax stamp in violation of NJAC 33:1-31E. On or about January 16, 2025, respondent did not have a federal tax stamp displayed as required. The standard penalty for that is a 1-day suspension. Count seven is a public nuisance in violation of NJAC section 13:2-23.6B. From October 1st of 2024 through March 1st of 2025, there had been about 33 calls for police service at the establishment, therefore creating a nuisance. The standard penalty for that is a 10-day suspension. Count eight, failure to obey municipal ordinance in violation of NJAC section 33:1-31H. Respondents violated the Jersey City Municipal Ordinance 157-4C by hosting live music or a DJ event without entertainment license. The standard penalty for that is a 10-day suspension. Count 9, operating without a license in violation of municipal ordinance 175-23. Respondents.
And on that one, I will say you're operating under NJSA 33:1-31 here, right?
H, subsection
ABC,
H.
yeah, the ABC board can't do anything about the entertainment license aspect of it. It's just because they violated an ordinance, then you can suspend or revoke their liquor license, not their entertainment license.
Not the enter.
Just wanted to clarify that.
Correct. They have to comply with all rules and regulations, and if they don't, that's a violation of NJAC, Section 33:1-31H. Respondents regularly serve food without a food license. Standard penalty for that is a 10-day suspension. Count 10, once again, in violation of a regulation, a municipal ordinance, specifically Section 157-4E of the Jersey City Municipal Ordinance, that on or about April 12th of 2025, respondents had unlicensed live entertainment. Standard penalty for that is a 20-day suspension. Count 11 is failure to obey municipal ordinance once again. There were multiple, and counts 11 through 15 is just violations of regulations, the law or ordinance. In this particular case, it was Section 242-11A, disturbing the peace, which happened on or about April 12th of 2025. Standard penalty for that is a 20-day suspension. Count 12, maintaining a nuisance in violation of NJSA 2C:33-12. Once again, it's a violation. Criminal act. It was overcrowded. There was a lot of chaos on about April 12th of 2025. Standard penalty for that is a 20-day suspension. Count 13, failure to obey municipal ordinance, once again, in violation of a regulation. Specific municipal ordinance was 222-54G. There was music that was audible beyond 50 feet away, and it was between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. Standard penalty for that is a 20-day suspension. Count 14, failure to obey municipal ordinance in violation of 316-2C, which is a violation of the New Jersey Smoke-Free Act. They permitted smoking on the premises on or about April 12th of 2025. Standard penalty for that is a 20-day suspension. Count 15, owner allowing smoking on the premises in violation of NJSA 26:3D-62A. It was a duty of the person in charge to prevent anyone from smoking in the establishment, and on or about April 12th of 2025, they were smoking on the premises. The penalty for that is a 20-day suspension. There's 15 counts we've alleged. Total penalty in total is 214 days suspension. We can proceed with each count and establishing our burden. We do have witnesses that we will be calling. Right? We can. If the board pleases, I can commence by calling our first witness. I think Detective Egan is here?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I gotta go.
Let me introduce myself.
Yes.
Detective George Egan from the Jersey City Police Department ABC unit.
Detective, good evening. Where do you currently work?
In the ABC unit.
Approximately how long have you worked for the ABC unit?
14 months, and about.
And in your role as detective in the ABC unit, what type of matters do you handle?
From licensing to inspections, we do the full gambit.
Okay. And is it specifically to the alcohol beverage license?
Yes, anything that pertains to alcohol.
Deputy Chief, yeah, perfect.
I'm gonna direct your attention to January 16th of 2025. Do you recall if you were working that day?
Yes,
Okay. And do you recall if you conducted any inspections that day?
yes, I did an inspection at Uptown G's, yes.
Okay. And do you recall what that inspection consisted of?
Yes, when we go to an inspection, we look for the multiple documents, license, fetal warnings, current receipts, ABC cards, the E-141 sheet, the employee list. And then we check the area, make sure that the 12-page application is in with what they have stated on their application. We make sure everything is current.
And did you also did you observe if they have a tax stamp displayed?
I believe so. I don't believe there was any paperwork provided on that day, if I recall correctly.
Okay. So to your recollection, no paperwork was provided?
No, I have my paperwork up there, and usually it's checked off, and we did our inspection, we walked around the establishment, requested the required documents that are on the inspection sheet. They weren't produced. If I recall correctly, we had observed the jukebox also, so we did not notice an entertainment license, and then we advised them.
Okay.
Is there any record of that advising them?
The paperwork that we do the inspection sheet, and then we do the follow-up, so yes.
Okay. So that's the Exhibit A, the routine inspection form.
Yes,
Yes.
And-
if I'm correct, that's what.
Yeah, detective, and I'll show you what we've marked as Exhibit A. And maybe you can help explain what that is.
Sure, it's a routine inspection form. It's what we do every time we respond to any type of establishment, whether it be a bar, restaurant, store.
But when they don't have the documents, you submit that document to them? When they don't have the
Excuse me?
paperwork? When they don't have paperwork? you
So
give-
it counts, so it's a list.
Okay.
And it goes through the list. It has, if I could read it out, so it's the license number, the name, the owner's name, which is on here because it's Larry Gregory, business address, a list of corporate members, which there are none, as my sergeant previously stated. It's a 100% owner. And then basically a list, conditions of the establishment. It was clean, result of the inspection. We would follow up. Amusement device, again, I'm reading directly off the paper. Amusement devices were not applicable. Entertainment was one jukebox, one DJ stand. And as I marked on this paper on the 16th of January, no tax stamp was produced, no E-141, the employee sheet. Receipts were not produced, the fetal warnings were not produced, ABC cards not produced, nor was the 12-page application. All these items have to be on site as per the New Jersey State guidelines. Except, and then we ask about bartenders, which are 5 to 6, type of structure, and then we go through the various things, the tables, the bar stools, sidebars, and dining.
Detective, I'm going to direct your attention then to the second page of Exhibit A, which, if you can advise me, that was a separate inspection, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and that was on or about February 5th of 2025?
yes, sir, as the paper stating, yes.
So you went back a second time to establish?
That would be the follow-up, yes.
Okay, and so in this follow-up inspection, was any of the information that was missing on the first inspection provided?
So on this list, I have that they provided the E-141 sheet, their employee list, no receipts. They did post up the fetal warnings. They had been produced, if I'm correct again, It has, to the best of my recollection, they did produce some ABC cards, that is here, but still did not produce the 12-page application.
And what of the tax stamp? It's not marked on this form.
I do not recall why I did not have that marked.
So there were still missing items even on your second inspection.
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay. And at the first inspection, is anything given to them or advised to them of the missing items?
Absolutely. We advise
You do.
and we explain what's missing, what's produced. In my binder, I carry a separate packet.
Okay. So the purpose of the follow-up inspection is so you would see if there's compliance or not. Is that a fair representation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We give them some time to obviously advise them on the documents that are missing and then the documents that they have to produce on our follow-up.
Okay. So there's no guesswork that they would have to do on a follow-up inspection because you've already advised them at the initial inspection what they needed.
I apologize.
Sure. The licensee is aware of the items that are needed, and they are advised that there will be a follow-up inspection.
Correct. They're giving a copy.
They're given a
of that
copy.
sheet.
Okay.
That copy is left at the premise and they're advised on it of the missing or unprovided documents.
Okay. All right.
Before we move on from these inspection reports, did you notice any food at either of these inspections being served or sold?
In a corner, again, it was, I don't recall what it was, might have been a hot plate, not a hot plate, a setup, but I did not notice any food that was being cooked at that moment. I did not.
Detective, I'm gonna show you what we've submitted as Exhibit B, and if you can just tell me if this is, if you recognize this.
These documents are from the Jersey City Police Department. They are case files. And it's explaining the incidents that occurred at 25 MLK Jersey City, Mr. G's Uptown.
Are you talking about Exhibit B right now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you said they're case files?
Yes, that's what they're called in Jersey City. They're case files. Case numbers. Case numbers, sorry, numbers.
And
The
how
ones that
is,
start with the 24, 1873 on the top page, case number.
and how is this list compiled?
When people call into the police department, like the first one, if I'm correct, I can read, it says some kind of family offense, domestic violence, tells you the time that's called in by obviously a citizen, or, again, I don't know exactly where the calls, but they're called into the police department.
Okay. And in the person name type column, it says domestic in bar. Can you tell me, did you write that?
No, I did not write that. That's
Do you
somebody else.
know who wrote that?
I do not.
Okay. And question about family offenses. In the bar, is that domestic violence would be reported in the bar?
I'm not familiar with that file number. So
Okay.
I don't know what these are just, it's a list of multiple file numbers. I didn't read every one of them.
Okay. And the thing that ties them all together is 25 MLK Drive, right?
Yes, they all have the same address of 25 MLK Drive, yes.
Is there anything else at 25 MLK Drive, or is it just the licensed establishment?
As far as I know, Again, it's 25, I'm not sure. I'd have to look I'd have to look at the building, actually, so are you asking me if this is, besides the establishment, is there a,
Yeah, I'm just wondering if
residence?
maybe there
okay,
could be
I'm
another
not 100%
reason.
sure on that. I would actually have to look that up.
Detective, is it fair to say where it's indicated, that there's a response to the bar in these documents that it's the licensee's establishment?
I would have to look through all of them. To be perfectly honest, it just says 25 MLK. Again, there's offense, medical assistance, assist other agency. These are all to the right. So agency is the actual type of call. That's what it says. Assault simple, burglar alarm. Again, I would have to go through all of them.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So, just referring to the document you're talking about, and I'm just thinking, in order to satisfy a nuisance standard, right, I thought it must be shown that a licensed premises require, substantial police or other municipal intervention. In my opinion, what appears to be records for calls, right, in that exhibit, I do think I don't think on their own, right, establish a preponderance of evidence, by establishment. That's just my, opinion.
I think my next witness might be able to
Okay.
kind of clarify the
Okay.
board's inquiry.
All right.
Okay.
Excuse me 1 second, if I may, I apologize. The side notes are saying domestic in bar. So if you look at that person typer, again, these are breakdowns. I just read, I don't have my glasses on, I apologize. So it says domestic in bar. I apologize, I can't remember, drunk, backup for radio car, sick call, IP is intoxicated person. It's probably gonna have to do with the bar.
I guess my question is, where did that come from? Right, that's my question.
Hopefully, my next witness will address those questions from the board. Detective, before we conclude, though, have you been back to the establishment since February of this year?
I have not. I don't recall that I've been back.
Okay, all right. I have no further questions for Detective. Okay. All right. Thank you, Detective. My next witness will be Sergeant Myers. Sergeant, good afternoon. If you could just state your full and complete name and agency.
Sergeant Mike Myers, Jersey City Police Department, ABC Unit Commander.
Sergeant, how long have you been working in the ABC unit?
When ABC in a little over a year, and in investigations for 13.
Okay. And with the ABC unit, what type of matters are you entrusted with handling?
All licensing of alcohol in bars, liquor stores, restaurants, etc.
Are you familiar with the G-Man LLC DBA G's Corner that's located at 25 MLK Drive?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as Exhibit B. Please, okay. If you could please take a look at that. And are you familiar with that document?
Yes, I am. This is a list comprised of Jersey City Police case numbers. There are CAD calls, which are just calls for service, and there are actual case numbers where a case is actually generated and an investigation report is done and probably a follow-up investigation. But for a case number to be drawn up, there was an actual report taken. So this list, I get complaints all the time with liquor stores, bars, licensing and such. This list, I was given a complaint of this address, 25 MLK, and it was just generated of calls for service. So instead of just giving calls for service and listing them where you don't know what the outcome might be, This is a list of all file numbers that were taken and a list of reports. So, and instead of just giving a brief synopsis of saying family offenses, domestic violence, in the notes, I wrote in there was a domestic violence situation in a bar. That could be a couple that had a fight in the bar, a fist fight.
So you responded to that call.
No, this is, again, backtracking. When I got the list of complaints, instead of just drawing up the calls for service, I actually looked for each to see which one a case number was drawn for, which the actual report's drawn for, and each report is listed here, and there's a little brief narrative in the box stating what that report was taken for.
So you reviewed all the reports here? and
These,
then
yes, this is my handwriting. I reviewed each one of these. Instead of just leaving a calls for service, these were ones where actual reports were taken. So like outside right now, if somebody called up about, a disturbance outside and the cops came and they didn't see anything here and they left, there's no report generated. That's just a call for service. If they came and it was a victim and a report was taken, that will go down as a case number, and that's what these are here. There was a report taken for every one of these.
So just to clarify, Sergeant, that's your handwriting in the column that says person's name type?
Correct.
Okay, understood.
And like I said, I did that to give a brief narrative of what the call was instead of just leaving it vague how it is in the calls for service. Because obviously in a hearing like this, you can't put the victims' names out and everything out there with a full printout. So instead of just leaving it vague, I wrote in what it was for each.
Is it fair to say that, well, you have, and correct me, it appears to be 33 calls for service that's listed here, correct?
File numbers, correct.
Oh, file
Case numbers, yes.
Okay, so this is where, so they could be many more calls for service, but these are just files that were generated
Correct.
by Jersey City Police.
And in this time frame that was given.
Okay, understood.
How did you choose that time frame?
I believe it was given to me from the complaints. It began around this time in October, and I believe we drew it to the end of February, March 1st, because that's when the complaints were submitted, because the inspections had been done with 2 weeks in between. So we took from when the complaint started, the first inspection was done in January, the second inspection done in February, so we just ran to the end of February with it.
And you were at those inspections?
No, the detectives were at the inspections. They report to me and leave me their reports just as such as the complaints when they go into the district or quality of life. Since I'm the commander of the ABC unit, all the reports get forwarded to me.
Is it fair to say that all these calls or almost all these calls are related to the licensee's establishment?
Specifically the bar. If there was anything that was not related to the bar, it was not added in.
So once again, this is a list you generated specifically for that time frame of October 1st to March, October 1st, 2024 to March 2020, March 1st, 2025.
That I sorted through, yeah. I knocked out, like I said, the ones that you couldn't say definitely was to the bar or there was nothing generated from it.
Understood. Okay. So it's your opinion that all 33 of these are related to the establishment?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And you as the ABC commander, is it typical for license owners to have this amount of calls for services, for files to be generated?
This is a pretty high volume of calls for service.
Okay.
And Sergeant, the South District is responding to these all, right?
Correct. This would be all within the South District.
All right. Thank you. So I'm going to show you what I've marked as Exhibit C.
I guess before we move on from that, how were these resolved?
Well, each case number, you'd have to go into each case number. That could be resolved by an arrest. It could be resolved by just advised at scene. It could be advised. It could be still pending in court. I mean, there are shootings and stabbings in here that haven't been resolved yet. Yes, there are shootings. I'm not
Oh,
going to.
yeah. Just wait, yeah. Don't comment.
Any other questions regarding Exhibit B by the board?
No.
I'm going to show you what we submitted as Exhibit C. If you can please review that and then tell me if you're familiar with that.
These are advertisements for G's Uptown Social for various forms of entertainment nights.
And as the ABC commander, are you aware if they have an entertainment license?
They are not in possession of an entertainment license.
And do you know where these advertisements originated from?
Each one of them here, the first one, they're marked on the right where the what account they came from, and G's Uptown Social, 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 G's Uptown Social.
And these advertisements, were they all for different dates?
I believe so. The first one is March 1st. Then we have another one for March 2nd, February 25th, February 20th, February 19th, posting for February 29th, February 1st, advertising for each Saturday night, and on January 18th for January 26th.
So is it fair to say that they're advertising because they had entertainment at the establishment?
Correct.
Did you witness any entertainment?
I am definitely not at my house these late at night, no.
Okay.
That and the city is not paying for inspections every time somebody posts something.
Did
And we-
anyone go and see any of those?
I believe this is
advertised
after the
events?
fact, and again, I believe the charge is the illegal advertisement, not the act of having them.
Is that what you're arguing as well?
The advertisement is one, and you will hear testimony from a later witness witnessing entertainment at the establishment as well.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't see anything that makes those advertisements illegal, but having the entertainment without an entertainment license is problematic.
You'll hear testimony that of firsthand witnessing.
Can you just make sure that you're speaking into the microphone for the record, please?
Yes, no
Thank
problem.
you.
You will hear testimony of firsthand witnessing of entertainment at the licensee's establishment. Let me just specifically say, let's see, Exhibit B. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, so you will hear the testimony, and we're submitting these proofs. Obviously, it's the city's position that it's clear that these advertisements are going out because that there's entertainment happening at this establishment, and it's clear that it's a habitual posting. It was not posted just one time, but several times. So it's our position that this is sufficient evidence to establish that.
Do we have anything showing that the event actually occurred?
Other than the advertisements, on those particular instances, it's just the advertisements. That
Oh.
we have.
If I may, this is reactive, remember. I'm coming in on Monday mornings and I'm getting complaints from the districts and quality of life, and it's coming to my desk after the fact.
Okay.
There's nothing coming in before where they say, hey, listen, this is going on, and someone's being sent there to investigate to see if it's happening. Because if it was happening, there would have been obviously action taken, on the spot.
Any other questions on those exhibits?
No.
Okay.
Rachel, any questions? Do you have any questions?
No, I have no questions.
I'm going to show you Exhibit D. Do you recognize that?
Again, there's postings from G's Uptown Social.
Okay. And what are those postings for?
On February 5th, advertising a Super Bowl party for February 9th with a DJ, food, and drink specials. April 8th, posting for, again, food every Tuesday night, along with cash prizes for karaoke entertainment. And again, on February 29th, posting drink specials and charging at the door for drink and food, well, along with entertainment.
I have nothing further for the sergeant unless the board does.
No.
I do,
Chairman?
yeah. Yeah, so, I wrote some notes to myself prior to come to the meeting. So, I recognize exhibit, they had the posting, right? There was nothing, right, in the papers whether the establishment had food and is serving food. Do we know if they served the food?
I believe the prosecutor went over that in the beginning. That was one of the charges. I believe it's serving food without a food license.
Okay.
That is one of the charges, but do we have anything any evidence to prove?
I
that
believe
they
that's what he
were?
was saying. He was getting to further with somebody else.
Additional witnesses, yes.
I'm sorry, with serving food, isn't it different if you're serving it or selling it with the health department? The health department, you have to have a certificate if you're selling it. If you're giving it away, you don't need a health permit, correct?
So hopefully the health officer will make it. But you're gonna hear testimony that he was present there and what he witnessed. By his assessment, it was evident that food was being sold.
Sold, okay.
Right. I have nothing further for the sergeant unless someone, okay. I would next, I just need to connect my audio video here. I'm not sure how to get it projected. I know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing on my laptop, or are you seeing
No.
what's on the, you're not. Okay.
Rachel, touch the screen in front of you.
I'm sorry?
Just touch it.
Oh, me or rate this, Rachel?
Either of you. It looks like yours are.
Oh, these, okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And you're seeing my laptop?
It's dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I'm not sure what you're seeing, so I just want to make sure that we're all seeing the same thing. Okay. Okay. My next witness would be Officer Ibrahim. Is it detective now? I was having some issues with the audio. I just want to make sure that's working before I commence questioning. Okay, I don't hear any audio. No, it's far ahead. Let me try it. For some reason, it's anyone tech savvy that
Maybe
can?
the bottom, the speaker.
No, it's on. Yeah, it's on. That's on. It's definitely the
Is there a
projection.
remote for that specific TV?
No, it's broadcast all around.
There's no buttons on the side?
You do. I'm not sure why, because if I take it off, it definitely plays. Let me just see. Yeah. I guess there's.
I don't think so.
Just,
Um,
hold on, let me try it one more time.
I rebuked this statement.
Is IT around by any chance? No, they're gone.
mm-hmm.
Uh, 2 seconds. See if this makes a difference. I would like to show the board some body worn camera footage, but if we don't have the audio, we might, because I think that's compelling, candidly speaking. And the sound is the main part of that evidence, because you hear exactly what's going on rather than a description. Okay. What I can do, it seems like it's working on my laptop. I can show the board from my laptop if that's acceptable. Because it seems like the connection to the main screen is just not working.
Yes, that's acceptable.
Okay.
So-
All right. Let me.
Can we object to that?
They don't have standing to
No.
object. So, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. Please state your name, badge, and agency.
Detective Sarah Ibrahim, Jersey City Police Department, Badge 797, Quality of Life Unit.
Okay. Detective, approximately how long have you been with Jersey City Police Department?
It's my 7th year.
Okay. And in that time, what type of matters have you handled?
Everything ranging from assaults to domestic violence, patrol, regular traffic violations, robberies, theft.
I'm gonna direct your attention to April 12th of 2025. Do you remember if you were working that day?
I was.
Okay, and tell me, do you remember responding to 25 MLK, the G-Man LLC?
I do.
Okay, and what made you go to that establishment?
We received several complaints.
Okay, all right, and describe to me. Do you recall like approximately when at what time you went there?
It was past midnight.
Okay, and what did you encounter when you got there?
When we got there, there were a lot of double parked vehicles in the front. On the side, on Warner, there's loud music coming from the establishment. You could hear outside on the sidewalk. Several people were outside as well. And then once we got in, then it was a different story.
Okay, so explain to me, once you got in the establishment, can you describe to the board what you saw and heard?
Yes, the place was packed. Everybody was like shoulder to shoulder, smoking. There was a DJ set up, large speakers, people that were acting obnoxious.
Okay. Gonna. Do you want to And do you remember if you're equipped with body-worn camera that day?
Yes, and it was activated.
And it was activated? Okay.
I don't know if you want to reboot it. Maybe that's the problem. I think that was the problem last time, where you had to reboot your computer.
Okay, I can certainly try that.
I mean, I don't know.
It doesn't hurt to try.
Right? Yeah.
I can certainly try that. Let's see if that works.
We had the same problem.
You did? Okay. Let's try it.
I had to, with mine, I had to log out and then log back in.
Correct.
Okay.
You want to pause?
Yes, pause. Because the prosecutor had to reboot the system.
Thank you. I appreciate the indulgence. I'm glad we were able to get this to work now. Okay. So I'm just gonna pick up where we left off, Detective Ibrahim. So you're equipped with body-worn camera that night, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Play a portion of that.
I'm getting thirsty, boss. Each and every Friday, you know, I'll be thirsty as hell. Oh. Got the hookers on the roof, they got the food toward the back. Hold on. No, back up, back up. No. Back up. What you here for? Nobody.
Back up, do me a favor, back up.
You walking up on me, telling me like back up. Like, why are you walking up on me?
Put your hands out, huh?
Understand who we are with the cops. We can walk anywhere we want. No, you can't. Nobody called you. Nobody called you.
Just 1 second. Breathe
Nobody
easy.
called you.
Everything's okay.
Can you get out my establishment?
Breathe easy.
Yo, nobody. We didn't call the police. Get outside. Oh, he calling back up. Yeah, get out. Get out. Get out. Excuse me. Can y'all back up? Back up.
Get your hands off of him and off
Who?
of me.
I'm nobody's touching
I'm
nobody.
telling you right now, you're gonna end up getting locked up.
What?
Exactly what you heard.
What? What you saying? What?
Exactly what you heard.
Nobody back up.
Put
Back
your
up.
hands down. Get your hands out of my face.
Get the fuck
Get
out
your
of here.
hands out of my face.
Back up.
Or
You in here. Nobody called you. Nobody called you. Why you here?
calm down.
Calm down. That knows better than that. Who's the owner of this thing? Damn, yo, they shut the establishment. I got you, my guy. I got you. All right? It don't need to be like that. It don't need to be like that. Nobody. Relax. Brad, it don't need to be like that. Calm down. It don't need to be like that. Nobody called. How you know? All right, relax. Nobody move. Everybody stay right here.
Who's the owner so we can speak to somebody? So who's running the show right here? Where? The bartender? Alright, so who's somebody we can speak to?
Just gonna pause there for a minute. So detective, is this a true and accurate representation of what you encountered when you walked into the establishment that evening?
100%.
Okay. And I know you described it earlier, but it was completely packed. Is that accurate?
That's correct. You could even walk through.
And it seemed like you just were able to step into the establishment and can go much further.
That's correct.
Okay. I'm just gonna just move this up a little bit.
Now, who's gonna knock who out? Who's gonna knock who out? I was gonna knock that nigga out. No, 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 I'm telling you the truth, though. I'm not telling you nothing wrong.
And you're the owner of this bar?
No, they
All right, then. That's all we want to talk to.
Nobody's leaving. Everybody's staying right here. Nobody's going up. Sebastian got y'all niggas chasing.
It's open every Monday through Friday. Every day.
We not moving. We not moving. Knock him out.
Who's going to knock who out?
Him.
Who's going to knock who out?
I was gonna knock that nigga out.
No, you're not.
Nobody.
You know better than that. Don't you fucking dare. All right? You ain't knocking nobody out.
He touched me.
You touch him, see what happens.
All right.
Man.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Ain't nobody touching. Everybody but me touching.
We're not gonna push you. We're not gonna push you.
Cool the fuck down. Take that back.
Fuck out my face.
Fuck you touch me.
Sarah, your radio.
Detective, can you, I know there's a lot to unpack there. Could you tell me a little bit about what's going on? Was there some sort of, somebody saying that they were going to hit someone?
Yes.
Do you recall who they're saying they were going to hit?
Yes.
Who were they
They
going
were
to hit?
threatening my sergeant. They said they were gonna knock him out. So me and Detective Suarez were like, and the sergeant were like, you're not knocking nobody out. So.
All right. And then it seemed, right before I paused there was some discussion about pushing.
Yes.
Can you explain that to me?
The guy with the red jacket. So he pushed me so he could get around and
All right.
exit.
All right. So he physically pushed you.
Yes. Like pushed me and got through, and that's when I said what I said to him.
All right, Detective, I'm just gonna just move this up a little bit.
All this paper in here is this. I told him before G, it's only got a second to
I mean, just let you know, I'm sorry, but there can't even be no hookah in here.
That appears to be somebody smoking hookah. Is that what you witnessed that day?
That's correct.
All right. Okay. I have nothing further for Detective Ibrahim. If the board doesn't have any questions, I'll move on to my next witness.
Were any summonses issued after that?
Yes.
Yeah.
There were.
And we can certainly go through. I just want to, and it's attached to the notice of charges, exhibit E. Particularly, I'll show. Detective, do you remember if you issued any summonses that evening?
Yes, I did.
Do you recall what it was?
The smoking indoors, the violating the Smoke-Free Act.
Yeah.
I remember issuing that one.
Show you that it is that.
And the unlawful use of, no, just the Smoke-Free Act.
Okay. And that was based on what you witnessed that evening?
Yes, for the hookah indoors.
Okay. I have nothing further.
Who did you eventually speak to? Because you couldn't find an owner or manager. Was it someone there that you actually spoke to?
Yes. Somebody got in touch with, they claimed that they owned the place.
Were they there?
They eventually showed up, yes. But they weren't there at the moment.
They weren't there when you got there?
No.
Are they here right now?
The person that showed up?
That-
Yes.
That claimed
And
that they were the
claimed that
owner?
he owned, yes.
Yeah.
Are they here now?
Yes.
Anything further?
I'm not saying that they are the owners, I'm just saying.
They claim.
They claim
that's
they were the owner.
allegedly that person was the owner.
My next witness will be Sergeant Ali. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening, Sergeant. If you could please state your name, badge, and agency.
Sergeant Omar Ali, Jersey City Police, Sergeant.
Sergeant, approximately how long have you been working with JCPD?
Approximately 12 years now.
And in your role in your time working for JC Police, what type of matters have you handled?
Just all type of matters, nuisances, narcotics, stabbings, robberies, assaults, aggravated assaults, various complaints.
I'm going to direct your attention to April 12th of 2025. Do you recall if you were on duty that day?
I was.
Okay. Do you recall if you went to 25 MLK?
Correct.
And you saw a portion of the Detective Ibrahim's body-worn camera, correct?
Correct.
Think that's a fair and accurate representation of what was going on that evening?
Yes.
Can you describe to me in your words what your experience was like walking in there?
I remember that night, it was late at night. It was extremely chaotic, disturbing, loud, and hectic at the establishment, inside and out.
And when you entered, you heard Detective Abraham's description that it was completely crowded. Is that a similar assessment you have, or do you have a different assessment?
No, that was correct.
Okay.
Completely packed.
Okay. And while you were in there, when you walked in, did you hear any entertainment?
Yes.
Okay. And were you able to verify if there was any entertainment there?
Yes.
And what was that? And how did you verify that?
Just loud speakers playing loud music, and there was a DJ table and system set up.
Okay. And where was that DJ system? Do you remember?
As soon as you enter, it was to the right of the establishment inside.
And it's your testimony that you actually heard them playing music?
Correct.
Okay. Do you recall were you the person that was captured on Detective Abraham's body-worn camera telling that gentleman to put his hookah out?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you also witnessed that individual smoking in the establishment?
Correct.
Okay. Do you recall if you issued any summonses that evening?
I believe I did. I believe we all issued summonses.
All right. I'm going to show you portions of the Exhibit E. Take a look at that and tell me if any of those are ones you issued.
Right. Correct. Here I issued that night the unlicensed live entertainment and the unlawful use of sound device.
Okay. And is it fair to say, or you tell me, when you were approaching the establishment, were you able to hear the music from a distance?
Yes.
And how far would you say you were able to hear that music?
Maybe at least 100 feet away.
Okay. All right. I have nothing further for the sergeant. I don't know if anyone else does.
Do we have a capacity limit? Like, do we know how many people that are allowed in the location, and was it beyond the amount of people that were in there?
There's no question that, yes, there is a capacity limit, and that's our fire official that establishes the capacity limit, which takes several factors into consideration. They were well above that. The exact number we're unaware, and we can certainly play this video. We have several videos. As I think the testimony you heard, it was very chaotic. It was just trying to clear some people out to calm the situation down, to get to who the licensee is. and try to figure out exactly what's going on at the establishment. So I don't think and I don't want to, Sergeant, you're not aware of any a specific number of people that may have been there.
I'm not aware, but I do recall that the fire official or the fire inspector that was with us that night did indicate that it was well over capacity and that everybody needed to evacuate and that they were going to issue violations also.
Okay. All right.
Is that part of your charges?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. And Sergeant, have you had any other issues other than the ones we're discussing tonight with this establishment?
Besides tonight or tonight?
Besides April 12th of 2025.
Besides that night, we did get other additional complaints about that establishment.
Okay. So, to your knowledge, this is an ongoing issue with the licensee?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
And the other complaints you got, you have physically respond?
I'm sorry?
The other complaints that you received, did you physically respond?
No, those happened where other police personnel responded to those.
I have nothing further for the sergeant.
Okay.
Okay. I will
I
call.
do have a question really fast. All 6 of these summonses in this exhibit are issued to Damon J. Colbreth. I'm saying that right?
Correct.
Do you know who that is?
That's the individual sitting back there.
That claimed to be the manager,
To claim to be the owner.
the owner.
On that night, he claimed to be the owner, so we issued those summonses that night to the individual claiming to be the owner.
Thank you.
No problem.
And if the board, we certainly have that on body worn camera. If the board would like, we can play that. It's your decision.
I have a question. Do we know the status of these summonses?
Yeah.
Have they been adjudicated?
I do. They have, the defendant has failed to appear to address them. Right.
Wait.
All right. My next witness is going to be Detective Suarez. Good evening, Detective. Good evening. Can you just tell us your name, badge, and agency?
Can you put your mic? I can't hear you.
Detective Miguel Suarez, badge number 783, Jersey City Police Department, Quality Life Unit.
Detective, approximately how long have you worked for Jersey City Police Department?
Over 8 years.
Okay. And in that time, what matters have you handled? What type of matters have you handled?
Various matters, assaults, burglaries, gun arrests, narcotics arrests, traffic tickets, city ordinances.
I'm going to direct your attention specifically to April 12th of 2025. Do you recall if you're on duty that day? Sorry, my apologies, Detective.
I was.
You was. Okay. Do you recall responding to 25 MLK?
I do.
Okay. Can you describe to me what it was like when you reached that establishment?
Yes, initial approach, once exiting the vehicles, we could hear loud music, various people hanging outside, double parked vehicles. Once we opened the door to go inside, it was very difficult to enter. A lot of people, very crowded, loud crowd.
Okay. Just gonna. Were you equipped with body worn camera that evening?
Yes.
Okay. Gonna play a portion of your body worn camera. Just bear with me one moment.
You know that, bro. My man, you know that, bro. Let me speak to you. You know that. This is a public place. We got health inspectors and everybody in here. They
No,
conduct
y'all
inspections.
came in here uninspected. Nobody called the
Well,
cops.
we can. It's a public place, right?
No,
Is this
it's
your
not.
house? It's a public bar.
Pardon me.
Come on, man. You know better than we ain't doing stupid shit. We come here for a reason. No, he opened the door. Nobody called y'all in here. You know that.
We don't
Nobody
need to call to go into a bar.
Why y'all go in the doghouse?
Because we're here today.
Y'all want to keep doing that Sebastian shit.
This is my first time here, so I don't need to
Yeah,
talk
all right, yo, chill. Like, they keep busting the
You're the one who needs to chill. You know I amped up.
I'm telling you the truth, though. I'm not telling you nothing wrong.
Are you the owner of this bar?
No, they
All right, then. That's all we want to talk to.
Nobody leaving. Everybody staying right here. Now, nobody's going out.
Go ahead.
Fuck out of here. Sebastian got y'all niggas chasing crazy. Y'all not coming in. We not moving. We not moving.
What's up, my man? Get out here with the shit.
Right. Yo, you just came in, right? Who's gonna knock who out? Who's gonna knock who out?
I was gonna knock that nigga out.
No, you ain't knocking nobody out. Right? You know better than that. You know better than that. Don't you fucking dare. All right? You ain't knocking nobody out.
He touched me.
You touch him, see what happens.
All right, I'm gonna knock him out.
Touch somebody?
I'm about to knock you out. They ain't knocking you out. The fuck out of here.
Everybody bubbling I gotta call
All right, calm down.
Nigga, he touched me again, I'm gonna knock
Ain't
him out.
nobody knocking nobody out, right?
I tell you, he touched me again.
No, it's sorry. My man, it ain't that serious. You know better than that, rap. Touch a cop, rap, and you know what happens. All right.
Detective, is this a fair and accurate representation of what you encountered that night?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall if you issued summonses that night?
I did.
I'll show you what we attached. Exhibit B. Tell me if you recognize these.
Yes.
Okay. And what violations did you issue?
Issued owner allowing smoking in violation of the Smoke Free Air Act.
Before you move on from there, I just want to, just on your body worn camera, specifically to show you. Is that why you issued?
Yes.
Okay. And what else have you issued? Did you issue?
Maintaining a nuisance and disturbing the peace.
Can you explain to me why you issued those two?
Maintaining a nuisance was our constant calls to that area. When we approached double parked cars, people hanging outside, and disturbing the peace is the large crowd outside with their noise, drinking, the loud music that was audible from the sidewalk, the street.
Detective, have you, beyond this night of April 12th of 2025, have you had any other dealings with this establishment?
I have.
Okay, can you tell me what that is?
In December of 2024, I was assigned to the South District as the midnight detective. I responded to an aggravated assault at that location at the bar. It was a call of a victim stabbed. When I arrived, the victim was observed being mounted into the ambulance with a stab wound to, I believe, was his abdomen area. And the crime scene, the only crime scene that I was able to locate was inside the bar by the entrance, by the DJ booth. There was no crime scene located at all on any sidewalk or street in the immediate area of the location.
Okay. And on this evening of April 12th of 2025, did you, you referenced the DJ booth, did you witness any DJ booth on this night in question?
Yes, yes.
And where was that?
When you enter the bar, immediately to the right is a short little stage area. There was a table with DJ equipment there and speakers.
And when you entered, was there any music?
Yes, loud music.
All right. I have nothing further for the detective.
Was there a DJ at the DJ booth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Daryl, you have any questions?
No, I have no questions.
Okay.
Okay, I don't have any more questions for Detective Suarez. If I just may get 2 minutes just to call the health inspector, see if, what his ETA is?
2 minutes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Is it 10 minutes or 2 minutes?
Pause.
And that concludes our presentation of our case. Right, and I can certainly sum up the opportunity, if I may, just go through the counts. So as count one, failure to produce the records in violation of NJC 13:2-23.32. You heard testimony from the detective who was there on January 16th, as well as returned on February 5th. The establishment did not maintain the records. We specifically addressed specific items that they should have had. Their application did not have it. The employee list did not have it. Initially, on the initial inspection, the posting of the notice for the fetal alcohol syndrome warning was not present. They did not have the invoices, the tax stamp. On the initial inspection, clear testimony that that was not present. Then we go move on to count 7, which we've alleged there was a nuisance at this establishment. We heard testimony from Sergeant Myers that showed from October 1st, 2024 to March 1st of 2025. There is at least 33 calls of service specifically for the establishment, which is an exorbitant amount. Count 8, violation of the regulation, specifically the municipal ordinance, where we're hosting live music or DJ events. You heard clear testimony. There's body-worn camera footage that demonstrates that there was a DJ present. You heard credible testimony that that was the case on April 12th. They were operating without a license to do so. You heard testimony from the detective that he observed a hot plate there and that there was potential food that was being served. I do want to add, I know it was part of testimony, and I know the health inspector, the health official is running late, but he would have testified that they were shut down that evening by health officials. One of them was for food.
Quick question on that. In the exhibits, though, there was nothing about the food aspect, right? It was just in the charge that they were operating without a health license?
Well, they in the exhibits, it showed the advertisement for the food.
Okay.
Yeah. But correct, there wasn't a health report in the matters that were attached to the notice of charges. Once again, the disturbing the peace. I think we saw firsthand through body-worn camera in count 11 that there was a clear violation of the municipal ordinance of disturbing the peace. It was certainly overcrowded in count 12, creating that nuisance. The municipal ordinance violation of hearing the music from 50 feet away, at least between the hours of 8 and 10. We heard testimony from Sergeant Ali, as Detective Suarez as well, that when they approached that evening, they heard music well beyond that footage. And finally, there's two more counts. Count 14, the municipal code, the Smoke Free Act. There was a violation of that. We saw clearly on the body-worn camera that someone was at the establishment smoking a hookah, which also covers count 15, that there's a duty for the establishment to prevent anyone from smoking at that establishment, and they failed to maintain that duty. We believe we've met our burden, and we ask this board to impose the recommended penalty.
So, we did indicate that we will let, the manager speak.
Appreciate it.
So,
Okay.
I'd like to hear from you.
We would like to give some context to the counts and also objective counts, and give some mitigating factors to these counts as well.
If I could step in here, I would say to hear the aggravating or mitigating factors during the sentencing portion, so focus on whether or not the prosecution proved the charges, and then when you're assessing if it was proved, what should the penalty be?
Right.
Okay. I heard an officer testify that he had other encounters after the April 12th. We cannot remember any time after April 12th that an officer came back in there, of April 12th of 2025. We had a encounter with the officer here in the white shirt. I remember you told us that you said something to the effect of, it's your fault, you should have come in here beforehand and told us what paperwork we need so we could be in compliance. Is that correct?
No.
Okay, I remember him saying that. As far as the food, I heard reference to hot plate. Hot plate is not food. Sometimes patrons come and want to celebrate their birthday party, they bring their own food. I think that's acceptable. We're not selling food. The hot plate, again, is not food, and if patrons want to give it to their guests, I believe that's okay. Also with the food, the health department did issue us a Class A license food after that, so we took care of that, but we was never cooking food. There's no fire, there's no grease, there's no smoke in here, but the health department did. So we was in compliance with that. There was now the video that he showed, that goes more to individuals. That's not management. That's not the bar. If somebody threatened a police officer, they should have wrote that guy a ticket. They should have arrested him, did what they have to do. But you showing that to reflect on the management. But there was no summons written for that. But I think the video is more prejudicial than factual that has something to do with the management. He mentioned the notice, failure to produce notice for pregnant women in the bathroom. Here we have failure to put this notice that's in the bathroom. He mentioned employee list. We have here employee list. Also, said failure to produce invoices. We have invoices from Fedway, from Allied here. He mentioned about we have ID cards for employees, a stack of cards here. So Needed to prove the video was a genius. The public nuisance. One of the officers testified he got calls to this area. This area is not necessarily G's place. You can get calls to this area. Just recently, because we a corner property, whatever call gets, we get the blame for that. I remember standing out there about 3 weeks ago. There was a major accident. And my manager called the police, said there's an accident at 25 Martin Luther King. I said, don't do that, because they're going to attribute that to us. But that was a legitimate call that somebody should have made, but it had nothing to do with us. And saying he got calls to this area, that's not Martin Luther King, that's not G's Uptown. He mentioned a stabbing. Where's that person? Where's that report? Where is that stabbing victim that said he was stabbed in the bar? We can't produce that. You never seen that. I never seen that. So that should not be attributed to G's Uptown. And it seems like from 10 to 15, there's probably duplicate charges, live music, and it's a music beyond something. It's like it's almost duplicate charges. Then they have overcrowding, but there's no fire department report that said we were overcrowding. I mean, I don't know what overcrowded is if there's not a, I don't see how we should be charged with that if there's no fire department report, which I didn't see one. Double parked cars, that's a police quality of life issue that we can't control what goes on outside. So we're in compliance with a lot of the issues. They never came back after April 12th, and even in the video, I didn't see a DJ in the video. We have our own house system, so I can't tell from that video if we had a DJ or it was just a playlist or the jukebox. I didn't see that. So I would say that's not proven. I didn't see any food in that video. We never cooked, food on the premises. So that's all I have to say.
I do want to note, our health officer has just arrived. I know proceedings haven't concluded. We can certainly call and have him articulate what he witnessed.
I think we, can move forward. We can move forward.
Yeah, I just have a couple things to say. Like I said, you wanted to give them their chance to talk, and I just want to say a couple things. I'm not going to direct towards them, but here's my issues. We still haven't received these invoices. When you make one visit and then you give them 2 weeks to return after that, we could keep going back every 2 weeks to get these invoices, and we still haven't received them. Now, this is from January. That's number one. Number two, the pregnancy notice, the fetal alcohol notice, the E-141 notice. My detectives gave them that paperwork to have them fill out after the first visit they went there. They dropped it off and said, this is the stuff you need. This is the stuff that has to be filled out. The videos are atrocious. The whole issue we're dealing with right now is there's no owner here. There's no one on site. There's no one running this place. There's no one for them to talk to, and this is what happens when there's no one to talk to. These gentlemen aren't getting notices that are going on in this bar because they're not listed as the owner. ABC rules, 33-1-16, to run a place, a business, a manager, you have to be listed as a 1% owner at least. Larry Gregory is listed as a 100% owner. There's only one owner listed, and we don't have any contact with him. I mean, I have a list of stuff to go on here, but I mean, it's beyond, it's incomprehensible. And to say that the patrons, they're the ones to blame, well, that's the whole issue, that there's no one running this bar. There's no one there to say, hey, listen, stop. This is our establishment. Calm down. There's no one running this place, and you can't just point it off on the patrons. There's no one running this. I have a lot of issues, but I'll just leave it at that because I have an issue with the owner. We need to speak to the owner.
To clarify that point, right? The owner was served.
The owner was served. The owner was notified. His caretaker was notified. The caretaker even asked if there was handicap access to the building.
And might I add, The last time we were physically here, they were represented by Attorney Kevin Murray, and I stated on the record that the next day that this is their notice, no additional notice is needed. I know that there was some contact to the board without the prosecutor's input, which the board granted an adjournment. We've satisfied our notice requirement. And in fact, we have representatives from the establishment that appear, so there's no question they received notice. Because they chose not to be here, I think this board should consider that significantly in when rendering their decisions on each count. And I would respectfully ask the board to go through each count and determine if we've met our burden. And if we've met our burden, you know, I know they're coming, these representatives are coming here with demonstrating what they have. These allegations are not today, they're on that date. The laws are clear as to what you need to have, when you need to have it. And if you don't have it, it's a violation. So I respectfully ask this board, when making that decision, let's go through each allegation and find out, you know, have we met our burden? Which my position is we have. And secondly, what is the penalty associated with that? Because these penalties are not picked out of thin air. They are established table with these recommended penalties. And, you know, for the board to deviate from that, it would have to articulate why it's aggravating and asking and rendering more than what's the recommendation is, or whether there's some mitigating factors to reduce it. So I would respectfully ask in your decision if you can do that.
Okay. So, for count one, right, we found that the state have met their burden of proof for failure to produce records. All right, that penalty is 5 days, and the reason for that is enforcement went there, they advised the establishment, they went back. All right, the documents, you know, was not posted.
Agreed.
Count two, failure to produce last application. Again, you know, 1 day suspension. Enforcement, you know, went back again. All right, no document was, you know, provided. All right, so, you know, that's, you know, 1 day suspension.
Agreed.
Okay. Count three, failure to produce employee list. All right, enforcement, you know, went back. All right, no employee list was produced. You know, therefore, 1 day suspension.
Agreed.
Count four, a failure to post notice. Enforcement, again, it went back. You know, they found no posting. You know, therefore, 1 day suspension.
Agreed.
Count five, failure to maintain invoice and delivery. Today, you heard that they still haven't produced those records. You know, it's a requirement. You know, they have not received it. That's 5 days.
Agreed.
And I'm sorry, I'm just wanted for the record's clear.
Yes.
The standard penalty is 30 days.
Right, but I'm
This
giving a-
board is agreeing that we met our burden and they still haven't produced it.
Right.
I would like this board to articulate why they're deviating from the standard recommendation of the state.
Okay. You still have not produced the records. It's 5 days. You know, I think 30 days is excessive, right?
I respectfully understand your personal opinion.
That's not my
but this,
personal opinion.
That is your personal
That's not
opinion. And
opinion.
let me explain why it's your personal opinion.
Okay, go ahead.
Because the state has established what the penalty should be, and this board can deviate from that if they find mitigating factors, or they can actually increase it if they find aggravating factors. This board has just said that they still have not produced it up till today. So how do you go from 30 to 5 is the question. So the record's
This is
clear.
Mr. Lavelle, I think what he's leaving out with you, each charge, he doesn't make up the how many days. It comes from the actual state for like the first chart, for the first issue of it, say it happened the first time,
Okay.
it's 30 days. If it happens again on another occasion, it's 60 days. If it happens again and again, I'm just using an example. And I guess Jonathan could show you, each charge comes from the state, how much the minimum is.
A recommendation that's presumed reasonable, but you're not bound by that.
Okay.
So I do think it's advisable that if the prosecutor is saying this is what the state recommends, to say, I hear you, here's why we're not doing that, right? And so what reason are you saying we're reducing it to 30? And if you think that that's
Reducing it to 30?
we're reducing it to 5,
Five.
I apologize, thank you. And if you think that 30 is excessive, that's your prerogative, right? And you are on this board because you know the area and
Right.
the local concerns, and if
I think it's excessive. That's my reason. I think it's excessive.
And counsel, what I would like is for an articulation as to why it's excessive. Simply saying it's excessive, in my opinion, is insufficient, right? To deviate from the ABC state recommendation, right? So, and rather than me appealing a decision and going through this, I think it's to the board's benefit to articulate why they're deciding to substantially deviate from the state. When I say the state's recommendation, I mean the ABC Commission's recommendation.
and I agree. I'm asking the board to articulate the reason for the
thank you.
deviation.
Okay.
And, well, I think it's excessive, to, impose a 30-day, penalty.
So then we need to go to the state and tell the state they have to knock them down because this is coming from the state. This is, you know what I mean? It's 11 months from the date that it was requested, and we still haven't received them. So to go from 30 to 5, it's excessive. That's excessive.
Okay.
If it was 2 weeks later and you want to knock and say 30 is excessive, they brought it in, 8 days after instead of 7 days, then I agree with you, it's
Okay.
excessive to say that. But 11 months and to go from 30 to 5 is.
Daryl, I would, 30.
It's
30
not
days?
also
30 days. I would go with what they're advising. Not even them, the state.
I mean, it could also get to the point too, if this is, you just disagree with the state, this was a state investigation that was handed to us, the complaints came through them, we could just
Okay.
toss everything back to the state and let them go through
Right.
the state. And then nothing comes
30
from
days?
Jersey City, we don't have
30
to bother,
days.
be bothered.
30 days.
30 days is, okay. Count 6, failure to have a tax stamp, 1 day, enforcement was there, they still didn't have the documents,
Agreed.
okay? Count 7, public nuisance, 33 calls, Sergeant Myers testified to that, constant calls to that establishment, 5 days.
5 days. The recommendation's 10. You want 5?
5.
Agreed.
Count 8, failure to obey municipal ordinance. Right, this is posting DJs, having events, at the location. Right. Proposed suspension is 10 days. We recommending 5.
You want, actually, 10 is
You want 10?
10.
What was the justification for reducing count 7 to 5 days?
Count 7. Where am I? Back up here.
It was conducted in a nuisance?
Yeah, the nuisance calls, 33 calls,
Yeah.
we don't know where those calls came from. I'm saying 5 days.
Okay.
I mean, it came from the community, but 5 days.
Just to establish, we do know where the calls came from, they were researched, they were all attributed back to the
Okay.
bar.
Okay. 5 days.
But you are saying that they did meet their burden on that one?
Yes, they
Yeah,
did.
Okay.
They met their bill. 5 days. Where we are now?
8, I believe, right?
9?
Oh,
We did 8?
You did it.
Public nuisance. We did.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
the DJ?
we're on 9.
Okay,
Count
9.
Yeah.
Operation without a license. That's count 9. That's 10 days suspension,
10 days.
10 days suspension. Count 10 to 15.
And
I do think you should break up
Break 'em
the
up?
count
I-
10 to 15.
Okay.
I know that on the papers that
Yeah,
we
on the
got,
papers,
they're
10 to
not
15.
broken up.
They're not
but-
broken up.
Thanks, counsel. I apologize. I know in my summations, I broke them down. In my opening, I broke them down, but on the notice, I just
The
clumped them
paper,
together.
not on
Yeah.
our paper, we.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's even unclear which
Yeah.
each count is.
Right.
so if it helps, they're all regulation ordinance violations or law violations. We can go through what I've listed and whatever is easier for the board.
I mean, they're all the same for violating municipal ordinances, but I think that each ordinance violation is
a different
unique.
count.
Otherwise, it would be the same count, right?
Correct.
So I think that
So
however you want to identify what count
So
each one
if I
is.
may, in my opening and closing, I use count 10 as, the.
Disturbing the peace.
No, I actually used it in unlicensed entertainment on April 12th,
Oh, I do. It might be.
2025.
Okay, can I use this? Okay. Count 11. Okay.
Has it now.
Okay, I have it now.
Oh,
Okay,
you do.
sorry.
So count 10, I had it as the violation of municipal ordinance 157-4E, unlicensed live entertainment.
1 second. We're sorry. We're discussing the. So because it's the same violation. So it's 20 days. This conversation could be helpful to have on the record.
There's no, I gave him the page where it has the charges, but it doesn't say the day's recommendation.
Yeah, so I do have that broken down. I have my own list if you want to take a look at it.
If you think that would be helpful.
Yes.
Defer to you, Chair.
Share it with you. Okay.
I think that any discussion about it should be on the record as well.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So now just explain, what are you looking at now?
I'm
Because we're
looking
not
at-
really sure what this is.
Yeah, I'm looking at a document, for count 11 through 15, all right, and specific charges. So we will, go through those.
What's count 10?
Oh,
It's 10 to
I didn't do 10? I did 10.
It's 10 through 15.
Oh, I'm sorry, 10 through 15. Yeah, 10 through 15. Okay, count 10, failure to obey municipal ordinance violation of code 157-4,
Agreed. 20
28.
days.
157-4 is,
I'm sorry. That's on April 12th, respondents had unlicensed live entertainment.
Agreed. 20 days.
20 days. Count 11, failure to obey municipal ordinance in violation of municipal code 242-11, disturbing the peace.
20 days.
20 days.
20 days.
Okay. Count 12, maintain a nuisance in violation of NJSA 2C, something called 33-12, overcrowded party,
20 days.
20 days. Count 13, failure to obey municipal ordinance in violation of municipal code 222-5 and 4, music that was beyond 50 feet away,
20 days. 20 days.
20 days. Count 14, failure to obey municipal ordinance in violation of municipal code. All right, permitting smoking in violation of New Jersey Smoke-Free Act,
20 days.
20 days. And count 15, only allowing smoking in violation of New Jersey SA 26-3D. All right, duty, they were smoking in the establishment,
20 days.
20 days.
So that's 2 penalties for the same violation.
Permitted smoking, which one is that?
One was for
I
the
don't know.
duty of the owner, and the other one is the actual act of smoking.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry, yeah, duty, that's right. Okay. So we gotta add those.
Yeah. Well, this is 100. Count 10, you did 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
This is 130, 140. $179.
Can you count one more time?
Sure, I can. So for count 1, we have 5 days. For count 2, we have 1 day. For count 3, we have 1 day. For count 4, we have 1 day, which is 8 days total. So then on count 5, we have 30 days, so we're at 38. Plus count 6 is 1 day, which brings us to 39. Count 7, you did 5 days, and count 8, you did 5 days as well. So we're at 149 now, or we're at 49 now. I apologize. Count 9 is 10 days, and then count 10 is 20 days. So that brings us to 79 days. And then counts 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, you did 20 days for each, which is 100 days total. So it brings us to 179 days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
179.
I know the gentleman said we would get the chance to issue some mitigating statements. I think you said that
I did say
during the penalty phase.
I did say that, yep. If you want to hear any mitigating,
I don't need to hear anything.
You want to hear?
No.
Okay.
I would say that a little louder for the mic,
Yeah.
please.
I mean, I think we're done. I don't think we need to hear anything. They're not the owners.
Well,
Yeah, we gave you a chance to speak already. I
you said we
mean,
can get some mitigating.
No,
I know-
but, no, if the board says no, then you can't.
I think I've heard. And
Here's the issue, though. You guys are not the owners, and this is
Right.
what I went over again, what I'm saying. Do you realize it's another charge and it's a crime to be acting as a manager without being listed as so on a 12-page application? You understand what I'm saying to you? It's a charge. It's illegal to act as a manager in a liquor establishment under the license without being listed as even a 1% ownership. There's no stake in it. This application, this is the issue I had before, I said, is listed as Larry Gregory, 100% owner. We have no contact with him. We need to establish contact, number one. And number two, to have you doing this, he needs to actually change his paperwork. And if he wants to give you half of it or even 1% to act as a manager, that's his prerogative. But it needs to be done. You understand what I'm saying? It would help a lot. It would, to have somebody to actually have contact with. I mean, I understand you guys are saying you're the managers, you're acting as it, but it needs to, even if it doesn't want to show up, it has to be done on paperwork, to put you guys there, and then he doesn't have to show up to anything. You guys could act with 1%, you guys could act as, everything for him.
I feel like this discussion may be better after the hearing or not during the hearing, perhaps.
So, that's 179 days, all right, and that will take effect December 1st. Into the calendar.
Do I have a what?
Count December 1st for the 179 days.
that's a
for
Monday
you.
because election day's Tuesday.
No,
Oh,
we know that.
okay.
And then how does the board feel about a payment in lieu of suspension, where they appeal to the director and the director will receive a fee?
Right, you can appeal, I don't have a problem for them to appeal to the state.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And just to be clear, they could appeal to the state in any event, but what you're saying is you don't have a problem with the state saying, okay, yeah, in lieu of the 179-day suspension, you'll pay a certain fee.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
And that's only done at the state level, not here?
No.
Yeah.
Straight level.
Do you want to say anything? Closing round?
So I would just say that, there was a whole lot of, activity going on through this process, right? And, that, yeah, this board, right, take very serious about, following the law, and, kind of, if you have any issues, you should reach out, to the enforcement unit, right? If you're uncertain about something, to get some guidance, because maybe you don't know, right? And I'm not saying you do or don't, right? But I would suggest that you reach out, and work with enforcement, so if we don't come back and have this issue again. To lose 189 days is a, is a great impact on business, all right? And that, hopefully we can kind of, correct this problem and not come back here, right? Because, I mean, it's, it's,
I still have something.
no,
I'd like to
Sergeant's
add.
right, though. To tell you the truth, the sergeant is right, that we should be speaking to the leaseholder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we did give you an opportunity, to kind of, fix that problem, even though we was a little more compassionate, by adjourning it last month, right? So you can fix that problem. So,
The days are going to be served consecutively.
yes.
And I just want to say, it is your responsibility. I heard what you said before, the way your customers act
Yes.
in the restaurant or in the business and outside of the business. And whatever happens inside or outside on the corner, it is your responsibility, I believe, as a small business. And it is your responsibility to make sure that your customers aren't treating these police officers are just doing their job. And the way they were speaking to them on that video is a disgrace. And whoever it is, they need to speak with them with respect, because they're just doing their job.
And I agree with my colleague. I was appalled to see that too. When he said, "I'm gonna knock somebody out," that is ridiculous, because the police come there to try to, that's what
Yeah,
it
no,
says
I
on the
agree.
video,
I don't
right?
oppose
And they
it.
just come there to keep the peace, right? Because they respond because they got complaints, right? And
It's your responsibility to make sure
Just
that
a reminder,
doesn't happen.
remember, they're not the actual owners, so like, it's not directed at you guys, it's,
Right.
the owner's responsibility, but also, when the officers come in, to say they have no right, that's one thing that goes on the ABC license, when the owner, gets a license, officers are allowed in at any time warrantless to walk behind the bar and do whatever they need to do. They can't be stopped. That's a part of owning a liquor license. They're allowed to walk in and go right behind the bar without a warrant.
But they are saying they are the manager. So
I
if
got you,
you're
I got you.
working as a manager, it's your responsibility to make sure that these police officers are treated with respect.
okay, that's it.
I would say that is there a motion
can I make-
for finding that all 15 counts were the prosecutor established their burden and you're instituting a 179-day
Yes.
penalty?
I make a motion that the prosecutor have shown have proven their burdens of all 15 counts, and I make a motion to approve the 179 days.
I'll second.
I vote aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
With that, close the agenda. Do we have a motion to end tonight's meeting?
I'll make a motion.
I second.
Aye.
Aye.
Good evening.